people here are ridiculously stoic considering what's happened, and we were woken in our sleep by the earthquake, and it was pitch black because the power was out, and the bedroom was jumping around the room, and it was insanely, hideously loud, very, very frightening. And when it stopped, we made our way downstairs outside, and the big apartment block that we're in here just emptied, and we spent several hours together outside wondering whether or not it's going to be aftershocks. And it was difficult at that sense to get a sense of the scale of the thing. All of our people are so friendly here. So the Ishmael, the security guy that we've been hanging out with every evening, he once he knew we were safe, rushed off to find his family. And thankfully, they were safe. But it wasn't until the following morning, kind of daybreak, and we could see actually British news, got a sense of the numbers involved, and it's as you can all see, it's horrific.
Yeah, it truly is horrific. What have you seen as well, Mark, by way of destruction, disruption, and indeed other people? Have you seen other people kind of, as you were, worried about aftershocks and therefore spending actually lots of time, including overnight, outside?
Yeah, and people were overnight outside again last night as we moved around the city. We've deliberately avoided places we didn't want to add to the confusion and be those kind of tourists, if you like. So we drove out west for a couple of hours yesterday into the sort of arid mountain area. But the interesting thing is, even there, the cafes we were in had cracks in the walls. So it's affected all sorts of places. The day before the quake hit, we were actually in a place called Imlil and beyond, in these tiny villages, and it's hard to describe how fragile those buildings were. And we were going through the photos of it last night, and these tiered buildings clinging onto the side of the mountains. That we went as far as the roads allowed us, further than we should have really, and all we remember really are the happy kind of kids gambling out of school, waving at us, and those are the places they're going to be have to reach. We were driving through on the way to Imlil construction sites from existing landfall, so God knows what's happened to that since, and I know that's the area that's been hit hardest. So what we're hearing is that lots of aid is being offered to Morocco, and because my brother works for Oxfam, I know that technically you're not allowed to start bringing aid in until the government welcomes it. So I just hope that diplomatic pressure can be gently applied, because we're in that tiny window when you can actually do something for the people that are trapped. And that's the people we can't get out of our heads, the people who are up in the mountains in Imlil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just to be there, Mark, when this scale of chaos and death and destruction has happened, it must be really heartbreaking actually to kind of witness that firsthand. How long are you going to stay there for? Have you plans to try to leave?
Yeah, we discussed it. It's hard to know what the right thing to do is. You don't want to be in the way, but neither do you want to take your little bit of spend out of the country. So we thought we're only staying till Monday anyway, so we'll quietly keep going to restaurants and keep the money moving and try and not be a problem to the area, and try and be as helpful as we can. We're going to move back into walk around the city today because my partner's, it's her fourth visit, and she has friends of businesses there, so we're going to go and check on them and see about joining the blood drive, although we understand it's so overflooded they literally can't get through the queues every day. So wow. But we're going to see about that, and absolutely plan to be back, because we were saying before this happened, it's the most welcoming place. And we were wandering around at midnight in the center of the riads and the souks, and it feels ridiculously safe. You know, the people are warm and welcoming, and it feels safer than London, frankly, at that time of night. So we'll definitely be back.
Well, Mark, thank you very much. Thank you for speaking with us this morning. And yeah, I think your strategy sounds like a good one, to be there and to contribute and to just quietly get on. I feel like that is a good way to support and one way in which you can help. So thank you very much. Great to speak to you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, you too. Thank you now. That is Mark Pritchard, who is in Morocco on his first visit. His partner has been there several times before, but they are due to come home tomorrow anyway, on Monday. But you heard Mark, they're just sort of describing just when you're in a moment like that, when you're in a place like that, in a situation like this, you're kind of trying to work out what the best thing to do actually is without getting in the way, but still willing to help. And just when you're kind of witnessing destruction and havoc all around you, it can be really difficult to pin down exactly what to do. That is Mark Pritchard, who's speaking to us from Marrakesh.